Hello everyone, how are you doing? I trust you're having an excellent day. In today's class, we'll talk about prompt engineering, and we're going to define what prompt engineering is so you can basically understand how to use it. Prompt engineering is the buzzword of 2025 and one of the most important and lucrative skills to have in 2025. Now, why is this so important? Because prompt engineering helps you to make the best out of AI tools. Now, we're going to learn what prompt engineering is. I'm going to use very popular. So today, there are popular AIs out there. There's Gemini, there's ChatGPT, there's Cloud AI. Depending on your use case, you can use anyone. But because of accessibility and ease of use, I would prefer we use Gemini because as long as you have a Google account, you can easily use Gemini. So what you would do for me now is to log into your Google account, maybe on your click on your laptop, on your phone, then just open Gemini or go to gemini.google.com. I think that's the then we can start together. So I want us to start together. We'll start with a very simple prompt so that we can learn how this works. So let's learn how to create. Maybe I want to understand more about web development. I'm just starting. So I can say I've been hearing a lot about it. Let me start by saying explain. So I can say explain HTML in one paragraph. I write that. So let's observe what it does. Now it's giving me a basic definition of HTML, and this is a hypertext markup language, foundational language for creating web pages, standardized system, tag, uses tag, links, image tag, and all. This is a very generic definition of HTML. But I might not understand it completely, so I need to ask for some clarification. That's the next step. The first step is to write a simple prompt. Next step is to have a basic clarification. In basic clarification now, I can say, can you make that explanation simpler? So type that too. Can you make the explanation simpler? Okay. For someone who has never coded before, all right, so let's do this. Can you make it simpler for someone who has never coded before? And I press that. So it's gonna give me something, Yeah, so it's saying, imagine a web page like a document, like a report or a story. Um, so what can you observe? It adjusts the language and it teaches you and asks for simplification. So AI responds to direct instructions about target audience and complexity. So let's add more detail to this. We can now write a prompt. So this is the next part, adding details and constraints. I want to shape the outfit. So let's write the point. Write a bulleted list of 5 key benefits of using CSS. Obviously CFS for web styling. Alright, so let's do that. So now it's giving us 5 lists. So it's writing it as a list and giving us a format, writing it as a list. This is actually more detailed. So we can see separation of concerns, faster loading times, maintenance and updates, consistent branding and appearance, responsive design and adaptability. Cool. So this is one of the most important parts. This is where you now define your role and persona. So you're going to act like someone. Let's say act as a senior web developer. So we're asking ChatGPT or Gemini to act as a senior web developer, explaining JavaScript to a beginner. So you're explaining this now. HTML is the skeleton of your website, CSS is the skin and clothes, JavaScript is the brain and muscles. Can you see? Is able to explain this to us like someone who's the senior developer. Now, let's write a goal for it. Set the goal. So it's going to say in next prompt, your goal is to help me create a basic HTML structure for a personal portfolio website. And press start. So now it creates it in a canvas. Is a code format. It has been able to write this HTML structure, detail structure. So it carries. So let's let it load. So you can see it, right? This HTML provides a strong foundation for your portfolio. So this is the code, and this is the preview. A header, about me section, portfolio section, contact section, then diluting this thing further. So now you can see your name, about, portfolio, about me, hello I am. So we can see that there's some things we can fill in here. Skill 1, skill 2, skill 3, profile, project 1, project 2 is a boilerplate, a very simple structure. Now we can decide to impute a basic detail that will make this kind of better. So what do I want to do here now? I cannot give you some basic prompts to make it easier for it. So I'll now say my name. Okay, so if you're enjoying our flow now, we're already having a conversation. My name is David. Okay. David Oshin. Also known as David Mikoda. My profession So let's imagine I'm a caterer. My profession is catering. All right. I have 10 years experience in the food industry. My specialty, so write with me please. My specialty includes, okay, spaghetti, and fried rice, um, pasta. What else? Anyway? So let's just update this one. To update the code, if you update the code and you can see in the preview also. So you notice in there, I've updated the portfolio HTML structure. Now your backlink section introduces you as David Ushing with 10 years experience and all of that. So let's see the preview. David the coder. About me. Hello, I'm David. My personal profession, 10 years. So you can still keep doing this. You can update the projects you have done with links to get in touch, your email, connect on LinkedIn, then that. So it's so easy now. This is the about, this is the portfolio, and this is the get in touch. Very simple, simple word. Now, if you say, I prefer for the header, I prefer deep blue color. After the refinement now, after the refinement, you can see that the header has turned to deep blue. So now you have to keep refining it until you are able to get to where. So the first prompt may not be accurate, may not be accurate. You have to, will not be desired. You have to keep prompting it and prompting it and prompting it until you are able to have the best outcome of it. That's prompt engineering. Then one of the things you can also do is what they call the chain of thought prompting. And that's you asking the AI to think step by step or reason out loud before giving the final answer. So you can tell it, think step by step before. So this one, it will check, it will give you a reasoning property to actually show a string of thoughts for giving me a final answer. So you can see that's done something. It said, I will add another project card to your portfolio section. This new card will be great for you to add details about your spaghetti project. So it's trying to observe that there is, for additional, I've added more cards, pasta plates, spaghetti, pasta perfection, showing the showcase or showcasing a variety of custom pastas. He has been able to add a whole lot more. but I told you to think step by step about what it does do. So AI, you can get the best of AI by prompting it. So I can also say something like, I will prefer a toggle between light mode and dark mode. So let's use that. Light mode and dark mode. So let's do that. So it's still thinking. So you can actually look at his thought process by tapping this down. So what he's thinking is this. Use his thought process. Let's just check it out here. Oh, it's still loading. So let me wait for it to load. Yeah, so we have the toggle here. So it says, this is what the thinking process. I'm currently focused on light dark mode toggle interaction. I have shifted my attention to the core JavaScript function. I'm exploring event listeners. It's showing what it's doing, defining details, and so I have updated your portfolio. The toggle is in the header for sun and moon icons. Then we're going to write a whole lot of things which you can read. So I'm going to test. That's done that to the code now. You can see that here it's adding tailwind CSS. Then for those that understand HTML very well, it's able to add a body class of gray, header section, name and logo. So it's doing this for us. All of this for Hotwell Easy. So let's preview. Now we are going to observe what it did, if we like it or we don't like it. So the question I observe now is when I toggle, it's changing, but it's not changing the color. Can you see that? It's changing between sun and moon, light, sun and moon. So what I really want is between dark and light. So I can refine it. All right. Thanks for the updates. But I need the toggle to be between light and dark. So you can add more context to it. So users who don't like light colors or bright colors can use dark colors. Okay, so we go with this. All right, so it is working already. Let's check. It's writing the code for us and adjusting that. Okay, so it's telling me to feel free to try out in the preview. Let me know if you have any other changes in mind. So you have this. It has not still changed. You can see this. So you have to keep you know until you're able to get the desired outcome. You just have to keep refining and refining and refining and refining and refining so that it gives you your desired outcome. All right, so that is how it works. This is an example of how we can do a very simple project. So if I'm done, I can ask it, how can I launch a project live? So we're going to tell me what to do. Can do it through GitHub, Netlify, Vercel. So now this question I asked are giving me answers of what to do. So the first is to use GitHub pages. If you have a GitHub account already, you can just copy it and paste it on GitHub. If you don't have one, you can create. Telling me how to create one easily. So I have my new public repository. I'll put my index.html. See all of this, very easy integrating GitHub version console. I use Netlify. You can use Netlify. This is the process. You can also use Vercel, the process. Can you see it explains this very easy? So another thing I can just do is now check through the code for errors or security issues. So you can always check this thought process. You can always check this thought process. So it's checking and it's telling you that there are no immediate critical errors, security and best practices, minor improvements. So it's writing all of these things so that we can begin to have the best practices. So this is a very simple way we can do prompt engineering, and we can be able to build a simple project with it. Remember all of the things we said. You have to make sure you follow it, understand your persona, ask questions, ask a web designer, I need this, or as a beginner, I need this, as someone in the field. So it's going to give you basically a persona. Then also make sure you give the goal to achieve. This is the goal you want to achieve. You set a task, set the objective, write a prompt. If it doesn't give me what you want, refine your prompt, keep checking it until you get your desired outcome. Thanks for joining today's class. You can also use ChatGPT for it.